Hello, you amazing friends. Welcome to our International Networking Zoom for Thursday, the 9th of December. It's great having you listening here. Please give the person next to you a round of applause. Now, usually we actually wait till a bit later in the event till we start. But I thought, let's start it early. And as people roll in, people roll on in. So just a big welcome. So first things first, just to kick off the event, just to let you know, it is being recorded, so keep it all clean and positive. We've got Matt Mcgregor coming in today as our guest speaker. But firstly, I actually want to spend a bit of time with wonderful Naomi and Simon, who held down the fort last time while our daughter was graduating. So can we give it up for Naomi and Simon? And let's turn it over to them. Maybe Naomi first. We'll go ladies first. Naomi, how have you been and what's been happening for you all week, Naomi? But you have to unmute first, I'm afraid.
It's been an awesome week, really, really busy. I'm actually quite tired, to be honest, right now. But it's been pretty full on. And last Friday, we saw yourself and May, and we came down to our awesome Melbourne meetup, and it was really heaps of fun and so many new people actually that we met there, which was really, really great. So it's really wonderful to spend a Friday afternoon before the weekend and get super motivated, and awesome.
Yeah. And I just want to say as well, congratulations on your success, Naomi. I remember you were saying that this year has been one of your busiest years ever. Tell us about it, Naomi.
Yeah, definitely. With the lockdowns in Melbourne, both last year and this year, I guess for me, I'm a brand designer, and Simon and I share offices, and because we've had to work from home, that transition hasn't been that difficult because I can just pretty much, up stumps and take my business anywhere. But as a result, I guess we've both found that we've had so many businesses contact us because they've got more time to really concentrate on their business and put the magnifying glass over their business and go, you know what, I need help with my brand. I want to do so much more, and now I've got the time to do it. So it's been amazing, actually, both last year and this year. I've rebranded, I think, 15 businesses in the 4 months that we were in lockdown last year, and probably the same again this year. So it's been awesome to have these great opportunities to work, and even with some major people in our community, which has been just to have that awesome opportunity, joining this community and being put front and center, and then, creating those partnerships has been a lot of fun and really, really rewarding.
Incredible. And also, too, you help run our Melbourne network. You do an amazing job. Just before we bounce over to Simon and then the group, can you give us some networking tips for people to get the most out of the Zoom experience, be it they're watching the recording or here live?
Yeah, sure. I think face-to-face is definitely different to Zoom, but I guess we come with the same principles, and that is to don't sit on the sidelines. Put your hand up and speak about what you do. And even if you're a little bit nervous, we all come and we're all a little bit, oh gosh, I'm not quite used to blowing my own horn, but it's a really great way. Use it as a practicing tool for public speaking. You can't really go wrong. We offer a really warm and friendly environment, and we just want to get to know you. We're really interested, genuinely interested in what you do. And I think, anybody who signs up to come to a Zoom event for networking really wants to do it. So, it's not just something I like, would I rather watch TV or would I rather do some networking? So if you're here, it's for a reason. You want to be here, share what you do. So, don't sit on the sidelines.
Oh, brilliant. Well said. Round of applause to you, Naomi. We absolutely appreciate it. And I was just going to say as well, if you've just come in, a big welcome and thank you. Don't you worry, you'll have a chance to speak. We've also got the amazing Matt Mcgregor. Can we all wave to Matt Mcgregor? Matt Mcgregor is our guest speaker. Our guest speaker couldn't make it today. And I rang up Matt and said, Matt, can you do it? Matt's a karate master. He can punch through a brick wall. So I thought he could make our Zoom. So all wave to Matt. Matt does not carry a weapon. He is the weapon. So if I'm ever in a difficult situation, I want Matt by my side is all I can say. So great having me with us. Big wave to Matt. We'll come back to you, Matt. Don't you worry about that. Also, too, if you just come in as well, it's being recorded, so keep it clean and positive. And also, too, please use the group chat as well to connect. So use it to share your links, connect with each other. Also, too, we're an open, inclusive business network, so feel free to promote your own events as well. So again, if you come in, a big welcome. You'll have a chance to speak, so don't you worry about a thing. Let's bounce over to Simon Bowden. Simon, again, thank you again for helping look after our meetup last week while I was off with Maddie's graduation. I just want to say thank you, and thanks for all the amazing networking stuff you do in Melbourne with a meetup as well, Simon.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, Ed. So we love doing it, and together with Naomi, I think we make a pretty good team. So it's all good, Ed.
Now, I was going to ask you, Simon. I mean, you were saying this to me as well. Much like legendary Naomi, your this year has been an incredible year. How did you do such an amazing job this year with a lot of businesses going bankrupt? You took off. How did you do it so well, Simon?
I suppose really my phone didn't stop ringing for the whole year pretty much. And just helping people with advice. It's not necessarily, I was happy, and I put it out there really early on that, if someone wanted a little bit of advice on how, the uncertainty of getting their business through or whatever, I was happy to do a half-hour phone call or even up to an hour phone call with certain people, even if they weren't a client. I was happy to give back and just support people as best I could. So because, it's difficult, and not everyone has got an unlimited money tree out the back either. So sometimes it just helps just to pay it forward. And that's what networking is all about too, because at some stage that might return back to me.
Oh, incredible. And Simon, tell us all a bit about what you do as well.
Well, yeah, for those that don't know me, my name is Simon Bowden, and I'm a marketing business coach. I'm 28 years, which makes me a master coach, and I'm absolutely passionate about what I do. I love it, and I love seeing my clients succeed. So that's what I do, Ed.
Amazing, Simon. We absolutely love you. And while I've got you, can you give us some networking tips as well to get the most out of the Zoom?
When Naomi was just talking earlier, we used to belong to a different networking organisation, and there's one example that I'd love to share, and it just came as a result of what Naomi was talking about before. We had a very young lady come to join our network, and she was a bookkeeper, and she was very, very timid. And I still remember the very first day that she stood up and she said, "Do I really have to stand up and talk about my business?" And I said, "Yeah, you do." So she got up and she said, "Hi, my name's Jody and I'm a bookkeeper." And she immediately sat down. And so what we did is we coached her, and we tried to get her to then evolve. And as a result now, about, what are we talking about, probably 4 or 5 years later, she now runs an awesome bookkeeping company. She has probably 5, 6, 7 staff, something like that. And she is probably one of the most outrageous people that we know. So it's just a result of being able to put yourself out there, because as I keep saying, Ed, if you don't ask, you won't get.
Oh, well said, Simon. We appreciate you. Round of applause to you, Simon, and love your work. And I just want to say a big thank you. Make sure you connect with Simon and Naomi. And we've got Piero with us now. Piero helps us with our Canberra meetup. And just for those around the world, Canberra is like our Washington, D.C. It's our capital. I went there yesterday. And Piero, so good seeing you in Canberra yesterday. How'd you go?
Yeah, it was good seeing you, Ed. It was good to see Alex as well, and Tim Beanland, if he's about. And there was a couple of others, Andrew Brew. It was just good to face again. Like, this is something that, when I look around this audience, there's a lot of people, no doubt. And raise your hand if this is you. Do you really enjoy meeting people face to face?
Yeah.
And there's something about it. It's just different. It's totally different. It's a different vibe. It's a different connection. And you just, you get to hug, you get to meet, you get to see the smile, you get to see the person. And it's so important. And I believe that it's going to change. 2022 is going to be a whole nother level of face-to-face meetings. So I'm glad that I got there, Ed. I was a bit late. I was very tardy yesterday, but I did drive from Oberon. So, but I made it.
Yeah, it's funny. Now, I love Zoom, and this is the way I personally describe Zoom. I don't know if you agree with me. To me, Zoom is Diet Coke, okay? It's still a meeting. It's still an event. At times, you have to use Zoom. But to me, it's like Diet Coke. Is that a fair analogy? Would you consider it as Diet Coke?
Yeah, it's a fair analogy.
The
Yeah,
Diet Coke. Yeah. Now, Piero, now you're a master networker. Actually, before we get networking tips, tell us a little bit about what you do, Piero, and how you help people.
The easiest way to put this, and I've been really looking into this over the last 12 months. I make what's not okay to talk about okay to talk about.
Yeah.
And if you go into my profile on LinkedIn or all my social media platforms, you can look into the nitty-gritty. But I want to make it really simple, and that is everybody has struggles, but nobody wants to talk about them. Yeah. And that goes from sex to addiction.
Yeah.
And my previous background was adult movies and self-gratification and addiction for nearly 25 years. And it was all under the covers. But COVID really changed people's lives. It really did. It brought mental health to another level. So one aspect of my business is I make what's not okay to talk about. And there's three aspects to my business. And you can look into my profile. You can check out that stuff. Links are in the chat. And don't forget to use the chat, everyone. But that would be it, Ed. Out of all the times that I've really dug in and I've looked at it, it's like, what am I really about? Conquer the uncomfortable and unleash your potential.
Oh, beautiful. Well said. And just before we go, Piero, can we just get some networking tips from you as well to how to get the most out of the Zoom experience, be it you're watching a recording or you're here live?
I've said this one many times before, but I think it's something that I'm just going to really, I want to really announce this. So if you want to write it down, now's the time. And that is, if you're in a network a network event. So if you go somewhere to a networking event, for Christ's sake, don't talk about business.
Yeah.
I want you to hear what I'm really saying right now. Don't talk about business. Talk about what you love doing as a person. Talk about your hobbies. When you leave that person, you want to be left interesting. Yeah. And they want to have a conversation where you're left interesting. Get your phone out. So here you go. Networking tip 101. Get your phone out with that person and say, if you really want to know what I do, get your diary out. And it's if we're worth it, let's book a 1 hour conversation. Don't make me talk about my business whilst I'm here. So if everyone got that and really understand where that's coming from, do it. Do not talk about business at dinner. Don't talk about business at a networking event. Talk about what you love doing. Yeah. Leave that person with interest. That's my biggest tip.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can we give Piero a round of applause? Piero, absolutely love it. And I just want to say a big thank you. Now, what I want to do is we're going to open up to the floor now. And just before we do that, I just thought we'd just grab a quick photo before we go all crazy and start doing stuff. Let's get a quick group photo. I'll grab another one later. So what you want to do is you want to lean towards the camera, look into the lens, smile, and hold the pose while you get a great shot. So 3, 2, 1, smile. Turn on. John, decloak. There he is. John has to decloak his predator cloaking. Okay, so look at the lens. 3, 2, 1, big smile, and hold the pose. Beautiful. Oh, one more. Now hold the pose. 3, 2, 1, extra big smile, hold the pose. Now that was 100 times better, and a big, big welcome to all of you. So I just want to say, I want to open up to the floor now. Now, just to let you know, if you don't want to speak, if you just want to sit back and listen, please do. If you do want to speak, here's your opportunity. Best way to do it is on Zoom at the bottom, you should have a reactions bar. On the reactions bar, you'll have a little hands up button. If you want to speak, just hit the hands up button. And what's beautiful about it, Zoom ranks it in order of who's actually put their hands up. And that way we can look after each of you. So hit up your hand if you want to speak. Now is your chance. And again, if you don't want to speak, please don't. But if you do, let's go for it. And we've got, of course, Alexander Kittle. Now, Alexander Kittle's from Canberra. We had a fantastic seafood lunch yesterday before the meetup. And Alexander, thank you for your hospitality. It's so good seeing you. How have you been?
My pleasure. And I've been wonderful. Thank you for asking. How have you been?
Really good. My hay fever's cleared, as you can tell. I can actually breathe again. And I actually got NBN 2 hours ago. Hence, I'm actually able to run the Zoom tonight, not at my mother-in-law's. I'm actually at my own home with NBN that's 2 hours old, Alexander Kittle.
Oh, happy days. You've got to enjoy NBN. I'm going to echo a thought of Pajero from his networking tip 101. My secret for going to these networking events is actually to escape from work.
Ooh, I love
so if
that.
you think, okay, so I'm a relationship manager with a large distribution company I've got 70, 80 clients. I get to see them once a month, twice a month, all the time, plus all my work colleagues and the rest of it. But I enjoy meeting new people. And I'm not going to the networking events to look for clients. I'm enjoying meeting people. And I enjoy sharing my passion of IT. So definitely Pajero's tip 101 about sharing your passions in the group, but also bringing your friends along as well. If there are other people that are interested and want to meet other new people, bring them along. The more the merrier.
There you go. And what I love about what you just said, Alexander, when I used to be quite big in Sydney's business chambers. That's what I used to do. I used to just go to those events and just behave like a lunatic and talk about Trump and say weird shit. And I'd always end up getting clients somehow.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't go to these networking events to get clients because most of my clients I've already got at the end of the day. But I still enjoy getting out there, meeting new people, maybe even finding a service that I need or want down the track. But definitely, yeah, like I said, I got to have lunch with you yesterday. That's just an honour in itself, right?
Oh, it's a pleasure. I got to say, the calamari and chips, even though it's a simple dish, it was cooked to such perfection. And I got to say, your fish and chips had the crispest, most greenest salad, as well as a beautiful thin batter, didn't it, Alexander Kittle?
It did, and consider what was it? We almost never went into that restaurant either. We had doubts at first, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think Pyle got the risotto that looked absolutely stunning as well, Alexander.
Yeah, I think Pajero's getting upset now because he wasn't there for lunch.
I know. We'll get you next time, Piero. Don't you worry.
Yeah, anytime. Well, anyway, my tip to expand on that is use the networking events to escape from your daily life.
I'm all for escapism. Round of applause to you, Alexander Kittle. We love your work. And again, if you want to speak, put up your hand. We've got Michelle Clark next. Michelle, how have you been, Michelle? What's been happening in your world?
Oh, well, thank you. Lots and nothing all at the same time.
I like it. I like it.
I do have to echo the comments today about networking, because I've spent actually probably a third of my day networking today, and I'm finding I'm just drawn to it, and like browsing the internet or shops, I'm finding things I didn't know I needed by connecting with people doing different businesses. It's been wonderful.
Wow, very good. And tell us a bit about what you did, Michelle Clark.
Well, I'm going to hopefully, Piero, I'm going to take his advice and just share a little bit with the group around my experience, which landed me to enjoying cleaning toilets up here in Normanton than I did in an office corporate position.
Wow.
So probably a bit of a bizarre concept, but my time's my own at the moment, and I'm loving interacting with people. I've spent 40 minutes this evening chatting to a walk-in customer about everything. It was just wonderful, and that's what I came to get. I left Brisbane City, love Brisbane, don't get me wrong, but it was very isolating, and we've come away to get this experience, and it's been very fulfilling. And how that came about is because of some incongruency I was feeling at work, and my experience was with my manager. I went into this job and I actually got really excited that I was going to become this great leader and really be fulfilled by my position. And I was trying really hard. I was turning up to work. I was going above and beyond. And it was just going over the heads of management. And my intent was being misunderstood. And it got to a point where I was going, what am I doing wrong? I'm not meeting the expectations, etc., etc. And then I learned about this e-disc. And through e-disc and getting an unpack, I learned that my strengths are actually well suited to the position. And I was actually really good at what I did. The trouble was I was under a manager who was a complete polar opposite to me. So he was really good at doing what he was doing. I was really good at what I was doing, but they weren't complementing each other very well. And the passion for e-disc evolved from that. I've been able to help several people align with their purpose and understand whether or not where they are is where they want to be, and how to use that e-disc and behavioural profiling to really make the most out of their opportunities and choices.
Wow. Well, I actually learned a really good saying in the government that I think you'd appreciate, Michelle. Can I share it with you?
I'll grab my glass. I'll probably cheers to it.
It's not your fault that your boss is a loser.
Oh, that's very direct and probably not incorrect.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm being non-diplomatic. I'm just about being accurate.
It's an experience more people are aligning to than they should, I think, from the stories I've heard, and the things I've seen. Unfortunately, the people in the positions that they're in are very non-flexible, and everyone else cops it, to be polite.
Wow. Well, good for you. That was a diplomatic reply, but I love your dog whistle there. But Michelle, e-disc is your thing. So I guess if people want e-disc, you're the lady to talk to. Is that a fair comment, Michelle?
Yes, please. I love it. I get really animated about it, and I understand marketing. It's really challenging, I find, because it's not just a type of person or a type of role that benefits from it. I did one for my mum, who's an administrator in a tyre shop, and because she was butting heads with one of her colleagues who's a polar opposite energy to her. So we had the conversation, and she flipped it on its head, and now she can use it to her advantage. It's powerful.
That's the spirit. Michelle, love your work. Round of applause to you, Michelle Clark, and appreciate it. And again, if your boss is a loser, it's not your fault. There you go. That's all I can say. Oh, there you go. And if you're your own boss, you might want to review some of your thinking on that one. Sandra, the floor is yours. How are you doing, Sandra? What's going on?
Oh, hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's good to be back, because I only attended one of your sessions like a couple of weeks ago, and I got busy. And it's great to be here. I suppose I really connected with the networking tip about, not making it just all about business. I really like that, because I think it's important to show your human side, like your hobbies and interests. That's what makes you more human, if that's the word. So, and recently I was thinking, if you go into a networking event, just treat it as like having a nice conversation, with someone, like, and build relationships. Yeah. Because there's so much emphasis on networking, which is great. But I often think, see it as a potential relationship builder, just getting to know someone. And often I believe that, a stranger is often a friend that we haven't met. Yeah. So that's the way I often see things. A stranger, even on LinkedIn, when people reach out to me, and I've had, as we all do, I suppose, if you're on LinkedIn, people that not everyone, but I've met some really good, I consider friends, and there were strangers that have become friends. So, and sending them some Christmas cards at the moment. So, because I still do Christmas cards.
Wow, that's rather generous of you. And Sandra, tell us a bit about what you do and how you help people, Sandra.
Yeah, I suppose, well, I'm a copywriter and content writer for like business owners and all types, from small to medium and large businesses. And I like to help them with their content and marketing, in particular content marketing, because content is big these days and people need help with. And when I say content, it's not just writing, like I do writing like blogs and websites. I do a lot of websites, but I also do videos, help them with podcast scripts, government papers. I've been working on one, and grant submissions. So yeah, that's how I like to really help business owners, because often, they've tied up with time, or maybe writing's not their skill or content. So that's how I like to help people.
Oh, beautiful. Sandra, absolutely amazing. I got to say thank you for coming back. We love having you with us.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. It's a great group. Thank you.
Can we give Sandra a round of applause and a big welcome? I was just going to say, if you just come in as well, if you want to speak, just go to the reactions bar and hit the hand up key. And the beauty about Zoom is it ranks it in order. So very orderly way of managing it. So, but Kemi out of Kumbi. Kemi, what's going on? How are you and how's life?
Life is good. Great. I'm alive, which is a good thing. Yeah, I like Piero's one-on-one about networking. It's not about business. It's about connecting with people and seeing how you can help them, yeah.
And I think that's why you're such a powerful networker, Kemi. I mean, you're like, I was on your profile today. You got 25,000 plus followers. That's pretty deadly, Kemi.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm always about positivity and just bringing a new energy into LinkedIn, and not all this negativity as people like to show up and ask if I'm married or all that jazz, which I automatically just unsubscribe them or just block them out of my my circle. I don't need that in my life. I'm too to yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're a health coach, Cami, is that right?
Well, technically influencer. I'm not technically a health coach as in qualified. I'm just all about health and wellness. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you know more about health than most qualified people out there, Cami.
Really?
Yeah. I know people who are into health that have a lot more health issues than I do.
Okay. Oh, thanks for that.
There you go, Cami. We love you, Cami. Go round applause to you, Cami. Cami, we love you. Cami from London. And we've got the amazing Sue Matheson with us. Sue Matheson, it's such an honourable pleasure. How have you been, Sue?
I've been really good, thanks, Ed, since we last saw each other, which wasn't that long ago, actually.
I know. Thank you for coming. That was a cool Friday night, wasn't it?
It was indeed. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was really good. And got to meet you face to face, Simon, Naomi. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
And isn't Naomi cool? Do you think Naomi's cool?
Very cool.
How cool
Absolutely.
do you think Naomi? In fact, tell me in the next 30 seconds why Naomi's awesome. And we're going to test you on your answer. Why is Naomi cool?
She's bubbly.
Yep.
She's there's a really positive energy that comes from her. And
yes. Yep.
Sitting across from the table, across the table from her, having a meal, and both for her and Simon, actually, I was left that evening thinking, wow, I've only just met these people, but I feel like I've known them for ages.
Yeah.
So I think there's an ease about Naomi.
Yeah, that's why we love her. There we go. We love Naomi. And Sue, tell us a bit about what you do and how you help people.
Yeah, so I loved Michelle's story, actually, about bosses and your take on it, Ed, that he's just a loser. And really, that's
he's a loser. He's a druggie. He loves Apple products. He hates Microsoft. He's against democracy. Just those sort of characters.
And certainly my experience has been mixed through my career of good and bad managers and executives. And really that's taken me to a place of saving particularly CEOs and execs from themselves, because often they're really good technically. They've got fabulous skills, but they're lousy when it comes to working with people. And it could be just one simple thing that could make the difference. So it's helping them find that one thing.
Oof. Sue, well said. And Sue, we love having you with us.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Round of applause to you, Sue. And just let you know as well, can we all wave to Matt Mcgregor, big Matt McGregor over there? Matt McGregor is our guest speaker. So once we get through everyone, we're going to bounce over to Matt McGregor. I want to apologise. I have got the worst hay fever in the world. I've moved, just to let you know as well, we've recently moved house and I moved to a beautiful place in Sydney called Lane Cove. And I tell you what, the pollen in this place has got Ed going. Ever since I came here, I've got the worst hay fever. I feel like I'm from another planet. So I'm popping the Clarentine. So it's not COVID, it's hay fever, okay? So what happened was I was at the bus stop the other day and I sneezed. And like a bunch of people were sort of pulling, like figuratively, like, he's one of them, get him, he's an anti-vaxxer, let's bash him. And I'm like, it's hay fever, leave me alone, okay? So you're not allowed to even have hay fever anymore. If you have hay fever, they think you're an anti-vaxxer or something. So there you go. But it is hay fever. Let's bounce over to, Piero's away from his desk. We'll come back to Piero. Annie Burke, oh my God, we got the animal whisperer. Annie Burke, how are you, Annie Burke? What's going on?
Hello. After listening to all the conversations about not talking about what you do, it's going to be very tricky trying not to talk about what I do. So I'll start with what I'm passionate about, and that's animals. And I love crystals, and I love travelling, and I love animal photography, and I love going to the movies. So they're some of my passions. But what I do, I talk to animals either living or in spirit. So for people who have living animals, I can find out what's happening with behaviour or health issues. And for people with animals in spirit, I can connect to the soul of their animal and ask all the questions that they may not have had a chance to when their animal passed away. And I'm just very excited because I'm going to be launching a new program soon, which is going to be a premium animal mediumship program to go more in depth to understand why the animal was with you, what their soul lessons were, what their advice for you is, doing a special meditation to meet your animal in spirit. So watch this space, coming soon. I've also published 2 Amazon bestseller books, and I've launched my podcast show with the lovely Tim Beanland doing my producing for me, called What Animals Tell Me.
Oh, very nice. And Annie, I've got to say, it's so good seeing you. It's and I'm glad you're doing great, obviously.
Thank you.
There's a round of applause to you, Annie, and love your work. And Piero's back. We'll bounce back to Piero. Piero, what have you got for us, my friend?
Who checks out on the 25th?
Not me.
Oh, here we go. There's a couple. All right. The 25th is not the end of the year. I'm just going to poke the bear a little bit. I'm going to rub some salt in the wound right now. The 31st is the end of the year. And the 5 days that you can work in between the 25th and the 31st, if you're in tune with your client and you're aligned, you'll make money in that time. And I want to impress upon you.
Just on that, Piero, I agree with you. I signed up a new client on Christmas Eve last year, 24th, about 6 p.m.
A lot of people drink a lot of alcohol between the 25th and the 31st. And if you're in tune with your message and you stay in contact with them, I guarantee you, if you're at the forefront of their mind, you'll get a sale.
Yeah.
But
so you endorsed alcohol consumption, is what you're saying?
Ed would. I endorse
do.
protein shakes. Okay, so this is another tip that I just want to add purely just for enjoyment. And I forgot because obviously you weren't all supposed to hear it, so don't worry about it. Literally. When you mentioned alcohol, it just went out of my head, Ed, so obviously we weren't meant to hear it.
We'll come back to it. Maybe speak to that stoner that came to last week's, and that'll re-inspire you, Piero. There you go. All right, we'll come back to you, Piero. We love you. Round of applause to you, Piero. Oh my God, we've got Annette Tavetian on the line. Annette is not only attractive, she is also deadly. What's happening, Annette Tavetian?
Oh, I'm being deadly. I'm sitting on my mobile phone. I'm doing something different for a change, Ed. Changing it up. That's all about, I think, that what Piero is saying, between the 25th and the 31st, I've decided to start early and do everything different from today on.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And what's one of those things that you're doing differently?
Listen, I'm actually trying to embrace every part of my life at the moment. So including just working with my clients, and actually finding the fun and the excitement back in my life, because COVID, it's really been a bit of a, if you know what I'm saying. So the downer of COVID's made me think, I've got to step it up and just enjoy my life a little bit more, rather than sitting at home and thinking about all the problems that could possibly happen between now and the end of the year.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say, I love the way you've managed this year, and I love how you push back against all those toxic people giving you a hard time. That was some legendary work on your part, Annette.
Thanks, Ed.
In fact, what do you think of toxic people, Annette?
Look, I don't think very much of toxic people. I think the more it's the good people, the exciting people, the ones that keep you going, to have them around. So, we've had quite a few toxic people coming through in life, and a lot of the clients, I'm not trying to talk about my business, but a lot of the women I see have been through very toxic marriages, and I'm hearing about these narcissists day in, day out. So it's nice to actually hear things that are uplifting and be around people who are uplifting.
Oh, Annette, we love you so much, and thank you for all the great coaching and spiritual work you do.
Thanks, Ed. It's nice to be here.
Oh, a round of applause to you, Annette. It's a pleasure. And we've got Eve with us. Eve, a big welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please unmute. The floor is yours. How are you tonight?
Hi, pleasure to be in this community. And thank you so much, Kami, for inviting me here. And I would like to share with you a little miracle story, I guess, or maybe a few.
Please go for it.
So the reason number one is why I'm here is because last year my best friend immigrated to Australia. So I myself is from Ukraine. So kind of you may ask, what am I doing here with you guys in Australia, right? So that's my main idea, because I was trying to prove to my friend that the best connection in Australia, he can start exactly through networking. And I'm a little bit more experienced in networking than him. So I'm trying to start it over from Ukraine and probably pass some connection to him eventually. And a little miracle story I want to share with you how exactly, guys, it's so difficult to get to Australia, because he immigrated there in the end of 2020. So for whole year, it's just you there, you don't know. So you will know that miracle land of yours, how difficult to get there. So last year, obviously, pandemic, Australia is on the verge of closing, trying to pick some of Australians back from different lands, but not all. So he has the last moment when he can finally, claim his immigration thing, because he was a resident and he had to get there in Australia until the specific time. Unless he's there, that opportunity is lost. So he applied for that for whole 2020. And you can imagine that his last time was like almost, I think, the 12th of October or something.
Wow.
So, and he was, every single plane was rejected because of pandemic. He was buying tickets, 6 tickets during the year, and all planes like were gone, nothing like that, not available. He doesn't have any connection in Australia, by the way. So like it's a new person in a new land. Wow. So we started collecting, like through networking, I started helping him to all the people around the world. Through all the social media, I was asking questions about planes. I was asking questions, who knows politicians of Australia? Who knows people and all the kind of connections all around the world. It happened to be through networking. I know many diplomats. I know people, I was almost reaching presidents, or, it was like that.
But don't ask Joe Biden, though. He wouldn't know what time it is. Wouldn't ask him.
That's a little bit different, right? I was looking for Australian politicians. Didn't find many, though. So basically, he was by miracle reached Australia, I think, the end of September.
Through networking.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Basically like that. So obviously he was in quarantine and things like this. I found him friends in Sydney because these are my friends. So I shared people who could support him at the first days as well.
Well, we've got a face-to-face networking meetup on Friday the 17th in Sydney. He's very invited.
He's in Melbourne. So by the way,
next year.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. I have friends in Sydney as well, and as well now in Melbourne, and maybe now in Brisbane as well. And hi, so many other friends. And interestingly, I wanted to connect with Australian people, like through networking, but I didn't quite had this kind of connection. I didn't know how to find it. So a few months back, I joined a UK community, networking community. And I was thinking like, oh, okay, now I'm like exposed to that community. Probably.
Eve, now you're here, you can connect with lots of Aussies through our group.
I know. So what I'm talking about, the networking of UK, I was like, maybe some of them. No, someone in Australia. And the moment I thought about that, one day after I met Cami, and she's like, oh, I'm in Australian community.
We love Cami. That's why we love Cami.
I've been waiting for you for all my life.
Right. There we go. Eve, so good having you with us.
Thank you, guys.
We love you. Can we have Eve a round of applause? Eve, a big thank you. Absolutely love you. There we go. Just let you know, if you've just come in as well and you want to speak, just click the hand up key and we get you up there. And can we wave again at Matt Mcgregor? Matt's our guest speaker. So probably the next 5 minutes, we'll bounce over to Matt, who'll take it from there. Paul Lowe, how you doing, my friend, Paul?
Okay. Hello, Edward. It's yeah. I sometimes show, so thanks to be back here again.
Welcome, man.
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah, so for me, I I mean, of course, I'm back here to sort of promote my little bit, but I guess to take it aside, I'm looking for people, like I've been practicing having presence in like doing a little bit of broadcasting and shows and such. So I'm just looking if, I don't know, I'll just lay it out there. I'm looking for podcasters to be on their show, do a bit of content, and I guess to why it's simply I've got my business in the chat. It's for helping creatives understand that, hey, we actually do beautiful stuff. We just have difficulty approaching the market for it. So I'm the guy to try and help bridge that problem.
Oh, Paul, we love you. Round of applause to you, Paul, and a big welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Edward.
Pleasure. And Tessa Jetson, I got to meet the amazing Tessa on Friday, face-to-face. Tessa, so good having you with us. How are you today?
Good, thank you. I was just about to say that. It was awesome to meet you in person, and Naomi and Simon and Sue, I think, whoever else I met there in person. It was lovely to meet you. And I was just actually saying to someone before this Zoom how positive and how awesome, and Phoebe was there, positive and awesome the people are. The energy is amazing, and my kind of people. I love energetic people that are actually doing stuff in business. So it's actually awesome. A lot of networking events I've gone to before. A lot of people are not action takers, and it's not my kind of place. So I love go-getters. So a little bit about me, just briefly. In 2019, I was approached to launch a brand new program around neuroscience and neuroplasticity with a friend of mine. I've run business with him before, and I'm really great at sales. So he approached me, and I had a look at the program, and similar to Pajero, we've got a lot in common. What he didn't know about me is that I had some addictions to alcohol. And I looked at the program because the program was about rewiring your brain around habit change and high performance. I was living a double life, and I was actually a high six-figure income earner for the last 20 years, but I had this shit going on with alcohol. And I looked at the program and thought ethically I couldn't actually launch and sell the program because I didn't have that area of my life in order. So I said, look, let me go through the program. And I didn't even tell him this story. He didn't even know that about me. He did not know that. He saw me as a leader, but I was living a double life. And I did the program. It's changed my life. I've lost 30 kilos. I haven't had wine in a couple of years. And I'm the happiest and healthiest and productive I've been in so long. And I'm just loving life. I was at a winery yesterday with Phoebe, actually. And I can't believe, and I'd done a video that I was at a winery having a double shot of latte instead of a wine. And so I now run programs around busting habits and busting procrastination, as well as help mentor the practitioners coming through. And on top of that, I also run my own charity, and I mentor women who've been through extreme domestic violence, because that's my background, and that's why I actually got into alcohol. That's me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Tessa, you've done amazing. Tessa, round of applause to you and Max Love. So what we're going to do is we're going to bounce over to the amazing and legendary Matt Mcgregor in a moment. But just before we do, I just want to get another photo, if it's all right. So do a different pose this time. Lean forward, do something cool, and get ready. 3, 2, 1, smile, and hold the pose. Excellent. That was a good shot. And just before we go to Matt Mcgregor, I just want to share with you a few upcoming links about what we have coming up. So I'm going to bounce to Matt Mcgregor in a moment. So let's hit share screen on my PC. So first thing I want to show you is our next meetup and what's happening during our meetups during the break. Now, just to let you know, our meetups are going on through Christmas and everything. So please come to our meetups anytime. Our next meetup that I want to invite you winners to, we're on face-to-face tomorrow in Brisbane. So if you are in Brisbane tomorrow, join us face-to-face. We've got a great webinar coming up on Monday. And the other thing I want to share with you too is our next International Networking Zoom. Our next International Networking Zoom is next Thursday, 8 p.m. Sydney time. We'd be absolutely honoured to have you with us. So I just want to share with you the link right now. If you can please click this link right now, book on in, because the more we get in meetup is the more we end up getting, because the way the algorithm works. And if you have anyone you want to invite, just bring them along. Another quick honourable mention as well, and thank you to those that have booked in already. This Saturday, 10 a.m. Sydney time, we've got our monthly paid influencer workshop. If you're, it's a great workshop. If you're already a client, you've got a great loyalty rate. If not, we've got a great rate for you. If you want to come, 10 a.m. this Saturday, check out this page I'm sharing right now. If you love what you see, just fill in the form and we'll get you all sorted. So check it out right now. this Saturday, 10 a.m. Sydney time. I'm going to teach you my latest secrets on how to be an unstoppable influencer, get more followers, get more leads, and win big. So make sure you book into that one right now. So now, without further ado, I want to bounce over to our legendary friend, Matt Mcgregor. Matt, thank you for being so patient. How have you been, Matt? What's been happening today?
Yeah, I've been very well, Ed. Thanks for the introduction, and much appreciated. And just thank you everyone for the opportunity to present today as well. I guess I'll get started with a little bit about me, if that's okay.
Yeah, so just to let you know, Matt, I've spotlighted you, so you've taken over everyone's PC screen, and as well I've enabled sharing, so you can share your PowerPoints if you want to. And my friend, the floor is yours.
Awesome. No worries. Thanks, Ed. I'm Matt. If you didn't know, the Lemon Detox coach, coming from the beautiful Sydney. I've recently moved here from Melbourne with my wife, 2 kids. Currently living in Epping, not too far away from Ed in Lane Cove, which is good. Currently living in a 100-year-old cottage in the middle of basically the bush here, which is very green area of Epping where we live. Which is pretty cool.
And interestingly, our premier is from Epping. So the premier of New South Wales is from Epping. There you go.
Yeah, I might bump into him down the street or something. You never know. So I guess, everyone wants to know, why Lemon Detox Coach? I'll share my screen for a little bit and run through, what it's about. What is the Lemon Detox Master Cleanse? How it can help you, and, maybe it can help someone you know as well. So, let's get it started.
Go for it, my friend. You should be able to hit share screen. It should be working all correctly.
Yeah, looks good.
Perfect. I think it's loading up. Excellent. But you have to unmute though, Matt Mcgregor. You do have to unmute yourself. I will say that. Hit the unmute key. We want to hear your sexy voice. Hang on. I'll hit the ask to unmute key. All right, try unmute. There you go. We've got you back. Say again, Matt. I think we have your voice. Can anyone hear Matt? I can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, say again. Let's try that again. We lost your voice for a second.
It's something to do with the sharing. When I try to share my screen, it actually it blocks the audio. Hang on one second. Let's just try that again.
That is the strangest thing ever. We need to blame someone for that. Let's blame Joe Biden for that. We're going to blame Joe Biden.
Okay, definitely. Take two. Can you hear me now?
Oh my God, it's working. I don't know what you did, but you're a genius. Floor's yours, Matt. Go for it.
No worries, because I'm going through the browser. For some reason, it's not working through my app, so I had to use the browser. The browser actually blocked the audio. So apologies, guys. We'll get started now. So basically, Lemon Detox Diet, if you haven't heard before, it's an internationally acclaimed detox program designed to cleanse the body from inside out and versatile enough to fit into any lifestyle. Basically, a similar story to others. For many years, I've struggled with, unhealthy food habits, addictions to coffee and alcohol, all of which have led to, excessive weight gain, anxiety, and at times even depression. And the one thing that's kept me going over the years is the pursuit of knowledge. How can I overcome the challenges of excess, which confronts us all on a daily basis? How do I change my habits? How do we become a better manager of my own mind, body, and spirit? Now, when I first heard of it, the Lemon Detox Diet, I was extremely skeptical. This would never work for me. How could I not eat a thing for 7 days? But what did I have to lose? My relationship with food was not good. I'd basically eat all day. I would drink in excess of 3 coffees a day, 3 to 4 bottles of wine per week. And when I finally jumped on the scales and saw that I was 104 kilo, I realized that, I was obese. And now was the time to try something new. Now, by the time we finished it, my first program, I'd lost 7 kilos. But it was really the way that it felt. It was new clarity, new vitality, more energy than I felt in years. I joined the gym and have never looked back. Now I've completed the program like 3 times in the last 2 years. And I really do believe it's one of the best strategies I've found to just affect immediate positive changes in my life. So it helps you to reset your habits. It fortifies the willpower, it gives you determination, and it brings a new sense of inner peace where you're able to actually achieve something and also take a break from the normal day-to-day habits which are so ingrained into our lifestyles. And now it's all about, sharing my experience with others, really helping others get the most results out of it that I can. So basically the reason for the coach or being a coach is to give support for the journey. Whether your goal is to lose weight or break unhealthy eating habits or cleanse the body, I can help you to get the most out of your results. And to helping hands, so someone who struggled to maintain a healthy weight, fighting off numerous unhealthy addictions, I've got a passion for sharing knowledge and experience with others to help them take back control of their life as well. And I think, with the Lemon Detox Coach 10-Day Challenge, it's for anyone who feels they need to make a conscious decision to kickstart an improved lifestyle, boost energy and endurance, and improve confidence and self-esteem as well. So some of the frequently asked questions, firstly, how does the Lemon Detox Coach 10-Day Challenge work? First, we set a Zoom call similar to this one. We do a bit of a deep dive into, what sort of results you'd like to achieve with the program. We order the Lemon Detox Diet Kit. It takes about 2 to 3 days to get delivered to your door. In the meantime, you get access to the private Telegram group. We discuss the pre-detox preparation recommended for optimal results. And what we generally find that first initial phase, people are starting to think about it. They're starting to see what sort of positive changes they can already make before the kit arrives. Now, once the kit arrives, we begin the 7 days of no food, and that is no food. We're drinking the lemon detox drink during the day. You can have a peppermint tea and things like that, but you're not having any food for that the whole day. Then we set another Zoom call on the 5th day to track your progress. Sort of recommend maybe keeping a journal, keeping a progress of how you feel day to day, obviously jumping into the Telegram group as well to share your thoughts. And after 7 days are complete, we start to introduce food. Now we begin to introduce very light food, maybe like a vegetable soup or something like that for lunch, a light salad for dinner. Still drinking lemon detox drink during the mornings, and we continue to slowly introduce new healthy food for the last 3 days. Now, after the 10 days are complete, we catch up on a Zoom call, close out the program, and obviously wish you well on your new journey. Now, a lot of people can do this on their own. Why do I need a coach if it's so simple? And for me, I've done it 3 or 4 times. One of the times was a disaster. The other 3 times I got a lot of good results out of it. And the reason being is that, the more that I did it, the more I know what to do coming off it. So how do you do the post-detox strategies to make sure that you're not going to just automatically gain weight afterwards? Now, it is normal to put on, say, a half to a kilo after finishing the program. However, again, by breaking those habits which led to weight gain, by adopting the post-detox strategies that we employ, we do find that a lot of people are able to maintain their weight moving forward and also continue to lose weight and continue to make improvements in their personal habits as well. Now, will I feel hungry? That's a common one we get. Look, they're all natural ingredients in the mixture. It provides all the nourishment your body needs. It's not a traditional fast where you're abstaining from all food. There is the detox drink, which goes along to help you. And what we generally find is the first day or 2 is the toughest. After that, people find that they begin to have increased energy, improved mental clarity, and mood as well. Final frequently asked question is regards to exercise. So yeah, definitely vigorous exercise to be avoided on the program. Light exercises like walking, yoga, other forms of stretching are very useful as they help to eliminate even more toxins. So obviously plenty of sleep, rest, meditation is also recommended to help the body heal and cleanse itself. So yeah, that's pretty much the program. It's a 10-day challenge, giving you the option to avoid the pitfalls that go along with your own detox plan, guide you through the process, ensure you get the best results. It includes a lemon detox diet kit delivered to your door, valued at about $90, 3 times Zoom coaching sessions, and limited access to the Telegram group. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'll leave it open to any questions so we can go into more detail.
Well, I was going to say, Matt, and it's interesting. Before we reconnected, as I was, Matt and I caught up, and I told him my story, and I'll say this to everyone. Even though right now I'm extremely slim and handsome, you might have noticed how handsome and slim I am right now. I wasn't about a month ago. I looked like I looked like a stuffed pillow, basically. And I put on a lot of weight during lockdown. And it was funny, Matt. I was doing intermittent fasting, which I suppose is a half step to what you're doing. And I got to say, I love fasting. I'm doing the intermittent fasting now. I tell you what, fasting is the best thing for cleaning up and losing the weight, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I definitely believe so. And there's three different levels to it, really. So I think the best fast out of all is to completely abstain from all food.
Wow.
It's just incredibly tough. I think for most of us, especially in social settings and things like that, that is very hard. Intermittent fasting is definitely something that people are able to stick to, and they do get really good results as well. And again, I think this is a good way of leading into that, because what we find is a lot of people who come out of the Lemon Detox program end up doing intermittent fasting, throughout, because you've really reset your habits. You don't necessarily go back to massive breakfast, massive lunch, massive dinner again. You really do space it out after that.
And that's the thing I love about what you're saying, Matt. And I've got to say, your technology is the ultimate. So what was interesting is that before, like during our 100-day lockdown in Sydney, I had a huge chocolate addiction. Like I was destroying chocolate. Now I've done like a month or two of fasting. I don't eat that much chocolate anymore. It's funny. I like what you said. Like if you've got food problems, food addictions or alcohol, you're right that this whole detox experience is like hitting the reset key, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And that was the same thing for myself as well. Obviously in the lockdown, a lot of the old habits came back, and, drinking quite regularly and, not drinking a lot. So I've never said that I'm a situation where I would be an alcoholic, or, in a situation where I'm really letting myself go. But it's these day-to-day habits that are sometimes very hard to break as well. 3 coffees a day and, working from home, constantly going to the fridge, constantly going to the cupboard. These are the things that it really helps you to, to reset your habits. And as you're coming through the detox and you're sort of thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to eat when I come off it? What do I want my life? What do I want my new habits to be? So it just gives you that the body and the mind a time to have a break.
Oh, beautiful. Now I was going to open up to the floor. If you've got any questions for Matt, now's a good time to do it. I'm just one at a time. Just hit the unmute key, and if there's anything you want to ask Matt, please go for it. He's a man with results. Very good at it. So if you got any questions, just hit that unmute key and ask Matt whatever you're thinking. Oh, we've got a quiet audience. You did such a good job, Matt. Oh, there we go.
I will ask.
Andrea?
Answer question. I tried this morning lemon water many times. I'm doing it sometimes with turmeric and all this, and I have only one problem with it, that it's making my teeth very sensitive. And some people were saying, okay, drink it with a straw or do something like that. But what would you say? Because it's all about lemon, and we know that it's not so good for the teeth.
Yeah, I think like with anything, you got to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water after it. Part of the program is to make sure you're getting at least 2 liters of water a day. So it is essentially a liquid diet. So I find the same thing. That I really do feel that it's can affect the teeth if I'm not drinking enough water. So I'd always say, whenever you're having the drink, make sure you're following up with some water as well. And obviously, I think for some people, because they're not eating as much, I definitely find that it might even be good for the teeth in the long run, because they're not eating as much junk as they normally would.
Yeah. So you're saying, for example, let's say in Andrea's case, let's say she drinks some of the lemon detox. She should immediately follow it up with some water just to sort of cleanse the mouth and protect the teeth.
Yeah, absolutely. And, also if you find that as well, you can do the peppermint tea as well, which really helps to clean out the mouth. So certainly if you are, but like with anything, if you are finding it's affecting your teeth, at the end of the day, you have to make a judgment call whether it's right for you or whether you're going to continue. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Matt. And thank you, Andrew. Any other questions or thoughts for Matt while we got him? There we go. Sounds good. Well, I was going to say, Matt, did you want to share the link with everyone so people can get started with you and that sort of thing? Just pop it in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll chuck that in there. So any other information you might like, any questions, feel free to get in touch. Happy to help.
Excellent. Round of applause to you, Matt. A big thank you. Now, I was going to say, we're about to finish up the evening. Before we do, I just want to throw it back to you wonderful winners. If you haven't spoken and you want to speak, or if there's something you really want to say, now's the time to do it. Feel free just to unmute and go for it. And first one in wins. Anyone's welcome.
Hi, Edward. Hi, Matt.
Hey, Shani.
Good to see you all. I just wanted to first thank Matt for taking us through what the journey that he has done. It is never so easy to, lose weight. And what's more important is not to lose weight when you have not to gain weight once you have already lost weight. That is the most difficult journey, I would say. So yeah, thank you so much. That looks very interesting. And I have been, drinking lemon tea, not lemon tea, actually water and lemon in that in the morning. And it really works out. I can say so from my experience. So I will definitely check that out. And I would just like to say that I'm here because I really like Edward's vibe. He is so positive. I just heard his voice today morning and I felt like, let me be here. And it was so good to hear Tessa speak about what she's been doing. And I could just, understand. I can see her energy when she was speaking. When she says that she's passionate, I could really hear when she was saying it. So Tessa, that was all very interesting. Thank you so much. Just very quickly, what I like doing is I love talking, interacting, and also understanding people's story background. And I love helping the youth to take their first step. So that's all about that. I really like doing. I'm just here. I'm just listening today more than I can speak, but very, very interested to hear all of your stories. And yeah, thank you so much, Edward, for inviting me.
Oh, beautiful. We love you, Ashani. Round of applause to Ashani. It's a pleasure. Tessa, yeah, please. The floor is yours, Tessa.
No, I was just going to say thank you for the kind words. That's all. I was just going to say, I thought everyone was going to be saying goodbye. That's all.
Oh, no, that's all good. No, we love you, Tessa. Anyone else want to say anything before we sign off? Now's your chance.
I would say I was on digital detox for 2 days and it was weird. At first, I was really itching for my phone and my laptop, and all my work was like, I have to work, I have to connect with people and all this. Then we went for hikes in the morning, so for the mornings, I forgot everything. But then in the evenings, it came back. So it's really interesting to see. I'm a very disciplined person, but even me, I got caught by my mobile and my laptop. So it's really good to do it sometimes and get to know yourself a little bit better. What can you do with your free time?
It's funny, I can relate, Andrew. We've been moving house, and I'd have a bit where, long story short, but I wouldn't touch my phone for 2 or 3 hours, right? And I felt like I've never been on heroin, but I kind of understand I've never been on heroin, nor I will, but I think I understand heroin withdrawal now. It's like, where's my phone, man? Oh, I need my phone, man. I had the itches and everything.
I had to put it in my drawer, and I was literally feeling like bad because I was like, I have to answer to everything. Like, it was already on mute, it was already in my drawer, but I still felt guilty not to be in contact with the people. And then I was like, no, it's just because I cannot do anything on my own. And then I started to read books and all this, and it filled up the time, and then it was quality time and it was better. So try it, guys. It's really interesting experiment.
I think I'm too chicken, Andrea. I don't have what it takes. You're
just 2 days. So start with 2 days. It's enough.
You're braver than me. I'm too chicken, Andrea. I can't do it. I'm a big fat chicken, but good for you. We love you, Andrea. Excellent. Anyone else before we sign off the evening or day? Anyone else? Real cool. Well, with that said, let's finish off the evening, friends. Thank you for coming. See you next time. Please hit that unmute all key, everyone. Round of applause. Thank you, everyone. See you all.
Thank you. Bye. Cheers.
See you again.